Part of my day-to-day is going to be maintaining good relationships with our partners that are selling our equipment in the US and in Canada. But we also want to make sure that we're communicating with the end users so that they've got the best experience with OPI. 100% of our distribution is going to go through a partner, and that's going to be US, Canada, as well as international. OPI does not sell anything direct to end users because we think it is very important that the end user has got someone that's going to be able to provide a timely service if they need to purchase something and if they need to have any service work down the road. So we strive to find partners that have gotten models built around good relationships with their customers, as well as a very strong customer service support system. The conversation that I have with the customers is that first, I want to understand what they're looking for. And a general baseline is people want to know, what do I have for temperature inside of my bin? What do I have for moisture in my bin? And what's the inventory? We can spend a long time explaining how we take readings, but showing that I can show you on my phone that I've got temperature, moisture, and inventory satisfies most needs, because I want to take it down to the base level. We're going to ask you simply, what do you deem to be a hot spot in a bin? If your grain gets over X temperature, where do you think that that's a problem and you need to deal with it? So I'm going to have a block that says, if 85 degrees is what you deem to be an emergency temperature, I'm going to send you a text message that you've got grain in this bin that hit 85 degrees. But we want to be more proactive when we can. The way that we handle that is we look at a rate of rise. If you want to say that I saw a 5-degree temperature rise in my bin over 5 days, and that's enough to be concerning to me and I want to get notified, then I'm going to have an alert. And it's simple as 5-degree temperature rise over 5 days, with 85 degrees being the threshold. And if either one of those thresholds are hit, I'm going to send you a text message or an email saying, this bin, these are the conditions. But this last year, OPI has also released another cable, and it's called an OMNI cable. And what that does is it's still going to read your temperature on each sensor on every cable. It's going to give you moisture readings on each sensor on each one of the OMNI cables. But it also is going to give you inventory on each of the cables. And people have talked about inventory in grain bins for years on how much being able to make a really good estimate on what inventory is. With the OMNI cable, we're able to give you exact level indication, and we're able to do that very, very quickly. Typically, it takes anywhere from 12 to 24 hours to get an inventory reading from everybody else in the industry, and we're able to do it in about 30 seconds. What I will say about OPI is they're very flexible and they're ready to meet customers where they're at. As you move across just the United States, not even the rest of the world, but just across the United States, there's not much of a rubber stamp on application. So if the installation isn't done correctly and the equipment doesn't behave the way that it's designed to work, the way that it was sold to the end user to work, it's going to create a lot of frustrations right out of the gate. Quite often with a new customer and they're not familiar with what they need to be looking at, they won't realize that there's an issue coming until it's too late. When people ask how important is a good installation, I'm going to say it's incredibly important, because it's very difficult to start with a bad experience and then take it back to a good experience.